everybody, it's Becky. I am back with video number 5 in my Countdown to Fall series. It feels like just the other day I made the video for the very beginning of this series, and I can't believe that this is already the 5th video and the end of this series for this year and the first week of fall. It's just amazing to me how fast this year has gone. I hope you guys have had a good time watching the series every week, and if you have missed any of the videos, I'll put a link for the playlist down below. It'll have all the videos from this series and then any other fall related videos that I did last year. So this video is going to be our fall bucket list for 2015. If you've watched my channel for a while, you know that I have done one in the summer, and I mentioned before that we do one every year, whether I share it or not on here. We've done this for a long time now. We always do one in the summer. We always do one for the fall. It's just a way to break up the year into at least 2 parts where we make sure that we do as many things as we can that we really want to do as a family, to have fun and take time to enjoy each other and enjoy all the different things that happen when the seasons change. So in summer, I'll link the summer bucket list video below of all the things that we wanted to do. We managed to do quite a few of them. There's a couple things we probably still could do that we just haven't done yet, like the paddle boats. I realized after putting that on the list that I'm kind of scared because I'm afraid of water. So I thought, even though I have a life vest, it's only 2 people per paddle boat. So my husband would have one of the kids and I would have the other one. And I thought, what if I fall out? And even with a life vest on, I don't like water anyway, but especially water you can't see the bottom of. So we haven't done that yet, and that's mostly just because I'm a big weenie. But other than that, we did pretty much everything on our summer bucket list. And I'm excited about our fall bucket list. We have some things on here that are yearly things we do every year together, and there's some things that we added that are different that we've never done before. So quite a few things on this list. The first thing is we usually take a trip to Gatlinburg at least once a year. We used to go more than once a year, especially growing up. We'd go at least twice a year or sometimes 3 times a year. Because it's a far drive, but it's not so far that you can't do it easily in one day and still have some stuff to do when you get some time extra when you get there. But really, now that we've kind of settled into our spring vacation to Disney World, we kind of just take this one as just a mini vacation in the fall. When the leaves are changing, it's a lot prettier to go then. So we plan to go there, and we always do that. We also plan to go to the pumpkin patch that we go to every year. We usually go in October. It's something that we have done pretty much every year that I can remember since my oldest was little. We've gone to different ones here and there, but the last probably 3 or 4 years we've gone to the same one, and it's just the best one we've found around. It's really fun. The kids get to pick out a pumpkin, there's hay rides and a corn maze, so we really enjoy that, and the girls are looking forward to doing that. One thing that's new for our list this year is to try out some of the 4-H programs for our county, which we actually just got back home from a new one today. They have a homeschool club. Some of them have sewing clubs and animal clubs and rabbit clubs and horse clubs, and they have for older kids like youth leadership clubs and things like that. So today we just went to the homeschool club, and I think it's going to be really neat because there's projects that the kids do, and they do like community service projects. They have like at least one service project per year and one field trip, at least one field trip per year, and then they will actually work on a project at home to enter into the state fair. So that seems like something that's really fun, that's going to get the girls kind of engaged and being able to work with other kids their own age to create a project or something like that. So that seems exciting. We're excited to do that. There's a couple other ones that we're going to do. My oldest daughter is planning to do the dog club with our puppy, and he's had all of his shots now, and so he's done with those, so he is actually ready to mingle with other dogs. So I think next week she goes to that club to talk about, or that meeting to talk about all the different things. They teach them obedience with their dogs, and they have little dog shows here and there. And if you get up high enough into the dog shows, you can actually compete at state fair level if you really want to. So she's really excited about that, and trust me, our puppy needs as much obedience as he can get. He is a hot mess right now. I should probably check this off because I have go hiking at the local nature preserve. We actually did that on Sunday, so that was really fun. The weather was nice, and we just kind of let the kids meander and kind of tell us which way to go on the path. It was really fun, and to have my husband with us, that way if we get lost, he can help me get out, because you can get lost in those places, and I am so bad with directions. So it was nice to have him. It was really fun, and so that was nice. One thing I want to do is to make some crock pot applesauce. If you watched my 2015 yearly goals video, I talked about how I wanted to find at least 10 recipes that everybody in the family enjoys, that are healthy, that I can incorporate into our routine of things that we eat every week. And I've been working on that. Some things were good things, some things didn't turn out so great. I'm trying to experiment, trying to branch out, and so I've definitely never made I've never made homemade applesauce at all, much less crock pot applesauce, but I hear it's really good that way. It makes the house smell really yummy. So I'm planning to do that. I also want to take the girls' pictures. We didn't have professional pictures taken well, actually I wanted to have them taken in the spring. We just never did. We haven't had professional pictures taken since my youngest daughter was 3, so about 2 years ago, 2 falls ago, I think. And I want to get it done. I'd like to get it done every year, but I can do decent with my Rebel that I have. So I'm planning on taking them to, there's a historic site here locally that has a really big tree that changes so beautifully every fall. So I'm planning on waiting till that tree starts to change, take the girls out there, take their pictures, maybe try to set up the tripod and get all of us in the picture, and then maybe even bring the puppy to see if we can get him in the picture. So that should be interesting, but at least it's something I want to try to do, just to have those nicer pictures where they're wearing nicer outfits and kind of coordinating, but not necessarily having to pay the professional photographer price. Another thing on the list is to go horseback riding. We have gone twice now. We went in Gatlinburg last year, which was beautiful, a beautiful place to go horseback riding. And then the weather was beautiful too. And then we went at Disney World this year, which was the first time we've ever done it at Disney. It was a little bit harder there just because my youngest wasn't allowed to get on the big horses. She had to ride a pony, which they were in 2 separate locations. And the place that we go in Gatlinburg, the little one's allowed to ride on a big horse too with everybody else, but she just has to ride with an adult, obviously. So that was a fun thing to do together, and it's not terribly expensive. I think it was it's overpriced probably for what it is. It was like $150, I think, for all 4 of us for an hour trail ride, but it was really nice. The girls still talk about it. And if you're going to do it for us, I think Gatlinburg is a great place to do it. So we will probably do that again. And then also talking about trip, we always go to Disney every year in May. And we're not 100% sure we're going to go next May, but with Disney you kind of have to go ahead and assume that you are and go ahead and make your reservations, because if you don't, a lot of times things will get booked up. So we always plan our trip for the next year in the fall of the year before. So here in the next couple of weeks, I'll be narrowing down the dates that we think we're going to be going next year, going ahead and making that reservation with Disney, paying the deposit, and then in a couple months they release discount codes for whatever time you're going. So usually when we go, sometimes they have free dining. They haven't done that the last couple years, at least not in the time that we went. It's usually like a discount off of your tickets and your resort, and that's fine. That's been what it has been the last couple years. So, but I go ahead and at least make that reservation, get an idea of how much it's going to be before the discount, and the discount usually takes off between $400 to $600 depending on what the discount is. But going ahead and planning, that's really fun because it gets your brain thinking about, your next big trip. And anybody that knows me knows that I'm a Disney fanatic. So it's always fun, even just planning the trip and thinking about it makes me excited. So that is something I'll be doing this fall as usual. One thing we've never done before, and I think it's going to be a really much needed and great idea, is something I'm going to call Sibling Day. And it's a day when each girl will have their own day where the other sister has to do as many nice, kind, considerate, and thoughtful things for the other sister that they can do. Whether that means getting them a small gift, making them a card, making them a gift, cleaning their room, doing their chores for that day, waiting on them, anything that they can think of that would make that other sister's day the best day that she could have. That's kind of the object of Sibling Day. And I think it's just going to be a good thing for us to do, to take time out for them to appreciate each other and serve someone else besides themselves. And I think right now it's a much needed thing for us, because there's days when they love each other and want to be together 24/7. And there's days when they fight all the time and they disagree about everything and they're getting on each other's nerves. And especially since we homeschool and we're together all the time, and they're together in the homeschool room all the time. We eat all together, and it's just all day long that we were together until bedtime. And so I just think it's going to be a good way to really take some time out, think about the other person, what the other person likes, what the other person would enjoy, and just spending that day devoting to that person. We're going to see how it works, and I know there's versions where you do it for the whole family, like where everybody takes turns doing that for somebody else in the family, not just siblings. So that might be something to try, even with the husbands and wives or anything like that. And so I'll let you know if we do it, how it works out. Halloween is not a big deal in our family. They like to dress up, and that's fine. I know there's a lot of controversy over Halloween. If you're a Christian, some people think you shouldn't participate in any Halloween activities. And I feel like as long as you keep God in everything you do, and you don't go out for the evil parts of Halloween, then I don't really think it's that big of a deal. They dress up here all the time. They're all, you know, especially my youngest, she's always something. Today she wore wings to Panera. I mean, they dress up, they want to dress up, they like to play and pretend. And so for us, Halloween is pretty much just like a regular day. It's just maybe your costume's a little bit nicer and you go get candy. It's not that big of a deal to us. And if you're worried about that and you're worried about some of the negative and evil connotations that sometimes are surrounded around Halloween, I did a video last fall about how to make a pumpkin carving Bible lesson, and I kind of showed you what we did to talk about to make pumpkin carving symbolic and kind of bring a Bible lesson into it. And if you want to see that, I'll link that down below. Or actually, that's in the fall playlist, I believe. So there's, you know, it doesn't have to be all or nothing. You don't have to be a Christian and not let your kids dress up. I don't feel like. So, but one thing I think it would be fun to do is to make some Halloween cupcakes and let them stay up and watch, you know, Charlie Brown Halloween or something. Just something cute, and just make something fun. Not on Halloween necessarily, but just to have a movie night together, make some Halloween cupcakes or cookies, and watch something together. Besides trying out a couple of the 4-H clubs for the girls, there's 2 other things we plan on doing that are kind of unit study type things, or special activities for our homeschooling life. Is we plan on doing an apple taste test. I just thought it was something fun to do since September is, you know, a lot about apple orchards and things like that. We already did a little bit about Johnny Appleseed a couple weeks ago. We read about him. They watched some of the Disney Tall Tales cartoon about Johnny Appleseed and Paul Bunyan and all those things. I just thought it'd be a really fun way to bring kind of fall apple harvesting time into our homeschool, is to do an apple taste test. So we went to Whole Foods. We got 3 different types of apples, and we're just going to have like a kind of a tasting where they can compare the different apples, their shapes, their colors, and then the flavors of them, and they get to pick which one they thought was the best. So I thought that'd just be something kind of fun to do. If I can find the worksheets that I printed out for this, I will link them down below. It's just something really different and kind of simple that we can do to tie in the season. And then another thing is a Thanksgiving unit that I designed around the history book I bought, and I showed it in my Amazon haul. It's If You Sailed on the Mayflower in 1620. We have a couple of those, and I'm actually getting ready to purchase some more. But I kind of designed a whole unit study around that book. I broke it up into pieces and did activities and worksheets for each little section of the book leading up to Thanksgiving. It's a 4-week unit study, doing it between 2 and 3 times a week. And so we're going to start that the first week in November, and it'll take us all the way through to the week of Thanksgiving. So that's something fun we've never done before. I'm going to do it with both girls. Even though my oldest daughter already knows about the Pilgrims and the Mayflower and the first Thanksgiving and all that, it's just something fun that we're going to be able to do together, and she can choose to do the crafts if she wants, or she doesn't have to, since some of them are kind of below her level. But I have a feeling she'll want to do it, just to kind of give her a break from her typical history program, and something fun we can do together to kind of get excited about Thanksgiving and all that. So that is our fall bucket list for 2015. So I'm excited about this bucket list. Let me know if you have any suggestions of maybe some things I should try for this fall. Please like this video if you liked it, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Hope you enjoyed the Countdown to Fall series, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.